Ravens fan, the news isn't looking good. Zay Flowers, our top wide receiver, might not take the field against the Bills, and this could change everything. With a knee injury that sidelined him during the last game, his situation remains uncertain. The impact of not having him goes far beyond losing a player. We're talking about a crucial playoff match. Can the Ravens overcome this challenge without our main offensive weapon? I'll break down everything that's happening and how this could influence the future of our season. Stick with me, because every detail matters in this story. Go Ravens! Zay Flowers is a key piece of the Ravens offense, but his status for the game against the Bills is far from promising. After getting injured in the last regular season game against the Browns, he was already out for the wild card win over the Steelers. His absence left the team without one of its biggest offensive weapons, and now fans are anxious, not knowing if he'll return in time for the divisional round. To make matters worse, he didn't practice on Wednesday, and as Adam Schefter pointed out, that's not a good sign. When a player doesn't practice this close to an important game, their chances of playing decrease significantly. The team needs him, but health comes first. Of course, no one wants to rush back such a promising player, especially with a knee issue that requires care. Still, it's easy to understand the concern, because Zay isn't just any player. He's the guy who can turn a short pass into an explosive play, break tackles, and bring that extra energy to disrupt opponents. His absence impacts more than just stats. He's the type of player who creates space for others, draws double coverage, and makes things easier for names like Mark Andrews, Odell Beckham Jr., and even Lamar Jackson himself. Without Zay, the Ravens' offense loses versatility and unpredictability. That's why this uncertainty about his participation shakes the team's preparation and fans' expectations. He's the kind of player who influences the game even when off the field. But don't lose hope just yet. Coach John Harbaugh has made it clear that Zay doesn't need to practice to play, which leaves a sliver of optimism. It all depends on how he feels in the coming days, and the final decision will likely come over the week. Meanwhile, the big question is, how will the Ravens handle Zay's absence if he can't play? This leads us to the direct impact on Baltimore's offense and how the team will tackle this challenge against us. Without Zay Flowers on the field, the Ravens' offense loses a lot of explosiveness and creativity. Throughout the season, he's been Lamar Jackson's go-to option, leading the team in receptions and receiving yards. Just to give you an idea, he hauled in 74 passes for over 1,000 yards. He's not just fast, he's smart, knows how to position himself, and can turn any simple play into something spectacular. And it's this game-changing ability that's sorely missed when he's not playing. The problem is that without him, opposing defenses can focus more on other players like Mark Andrews and Odell Beckham Jr. This makes the offense more predictable and gives defenders an easier time adjusting their coverage without worrying about the constant threat Zay represents. And let's be real, against a team like the Bills, with a physical and experienced defense, any sign of predictability can be fatal. It's a situation where every mistake is costly, and missing such a dynamic player only increases the pressure on the rest of the roster. Additionally, Zay has a special connection with Lamar. When the team is in trouble, Lamar knows he can count on Zay to get open or gain those extra yards. That trust doesn't develop overnight, and replacing it isn't easy. Of course, the other wide receivers can step up, but none of them have the same impact or characteristics as Zay. Without him, the Ravens need to find different ways to keep the offense moving and avoid getting stuck. Even with these challenges, the Ravens still have options to surprise. John Harbaugh and his coaching staff have proven they know how to adjust in tough situations. The question is, how will they redistribute responsibilities and adapt to Zay's absence? This adaptation will be crucial, especially since the Bills' defense promises to be a big test for Baltimore's offense. Facing the Bills is never easy, especially with a defense as solid as. This group is known for its ability to pressure quarterbacks and close down spaces quickly, making every play a real challenge. For the Ravens' offense, this means that even the smallest mistake can be exploited by the opposing defense. And without Zay Flowers, who usually breaks through coverage and creates opportunities, the offense might be even more vulnerable to their onslaught. The Bills also have quick linebackers and an experienced secondary, which makes things even harder for Lamar Jackson. They know that with Zay out, the focus will double on Mark Andrews and Lamar's rushing plays. This demands that the Ravens' offense gets more creative, mixing up plays and utilizing the ground game effectively to try to disrupt the defense's rhythm. The big question is whether the team can execute this plan efficiently without relying so heavily on a single star to keep the offense. There's also also the psychological aspect. The Ravens know they're facing one of the most important games of the season, and their performance against such a strong defense will directly impact the team's confidence for the rest of the playoffs. A poor showing could hurt morale, while a strong performance could be the boost they need to go far. Everything is on the line, and how the Ravens' offense handles this challenge will be decisive. With so much at stake, the pressure falls even more on Lamar Jackson. He'll need to prove why he's considered one of the best quarterbacks in the league and lead the team despite the adversity. Now the question remains, how will Lamar handle this pressure and push the Ravens' offense forward without his primary weapon? All right, we're already halfway through the video, but I noticed you haven't liked it yet. Leaving a like is super important to help YouTube keep showing you my content, and it lets me keep bringing you more. So go ahead and hit that like button. It's free. Let's keep going. Lamar Jackson has always been the engine of the Ravens' offense, but now the pressure is higher than ever. Without Zay Flowers, he needs to take on even more responsibilities and find ways to keep the offense running. It's not just about talent, but leadership. He will have to inspire confidence in the team, even against a strong defense like the Bills. Every Ravens fan knows how Lamar can work magic with the ball, but this game will be a true test for number 8. In addition to leading, Lamar needs to be strategic. Without Zay, he'll have to rely even more on his other receivers, such as Odell Beckham Jr., Rashad Bateman, and rookie Isaiah Likely, along with support from the ground game with J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards. The question is, will they be able to step up and give Lamar the options he needs to keep the offense balanced? Because against the Bills, relying only on the running game won't be enough. Their defense is great at stopping the ground game, so the pass needs to come into play, and that's where the Real challenge begins. Lamar has already shown he can carry the team, but playoffs are different. The intensity is higher, mistakes are punished more, and decisions need to be perfect. A brilliant game from him could change the whole dynamic and put the Ravens in the Super Bowl race, but at the same time, any slip-up could be costly. It's a heavy burden, but if there's anyone who can handle it, it's Lamar. Now, everyone wants to know, how will this battle between Lamar Jackson and the Bills' defense unfold? Will he be able to overcome the odds and lead the Ravens to victory? All of this leads us to the importance of Coach John Harbaugh in preparing the team for such a decisive matchup. If there's one thing Coach John Harbaugh knows how to do, it's prepare the team for big games. He's been through many tough battles and knows how to adjust the game plan to face challenging opponents. Against the Bills, he'll have to use all that experience to compensate for the possible absence of Zay Flowers and build an efficient offense. More than that, he needs to keep the team confident, even with so many challenges ahead. Harbaugh will also have to be creative. Without Zay, the plays will need to be designed to make the most of the other players' abilities, like Odell Beckham Jr. and Mark Andrews. In addition, the running game will be key to balance the offense and keep the Bills' defense under pressure. But all of this needs to be done carefully because the Bills won't make it easy. They are a well-coached team with playoff experience, which makes the matchup even more complicated. Another important point is the team's mentality. Harbaugh has always been a master at motivating players and creating a culture of overcoming obstacles. He knows this game is crucial for the team's aspirations, and a win over the Bills could provide the necessary momentum to reach the Super Bowl. His message to the players will be clear: believe, play with intensity, and give everything you've got. Now, all that's left is to see if Harbaugh's plan will work and if the team will be able to execute everything on them. This matchup has all the potential to be one of the most exciting of the playoffs. The question remains, will the Ravens be able to overcome all these challenges and walk away with the victory against the Bills? Without Zay Flowers, the Ravens may face one of the toughest challenges of the season at the most critical time. His absence could complicate the team's chances, but it also opens the door for other pieces of the offense to step up. Now, I want to know what you think. Do the Ravens have what it takes to beat the Bills even without Flowers on the field? Leave your opinion in the comments. I really want to hear what you think. And if you're not subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe to the channel and stay updated on everything about the Ravens. Let's follow every step of the team's journey to the Super Bowl.